Okay, so here we are installing the studs in the rear end now. I have a little bit of a method to this. This is something I saw on YouTube a while back. I apologize, I can't remember who actually demonstrated this first, but it's not rocket science anyway. So the first thing I do is I take a couple of these washers. They allow things to slip so that the nut's not just grooving into the housing, and also so it's not trying to turn the stud, because we're using a nut to actually a pair of nuts to pull the stud on. Okay, so this lube is Molly engine assembly lube that's left over. You know, I figured use it for something. Since it's open, I'm not going to put it inside an engine, so might as well use it for stuff like this. And so this is pretty easy. The studs are, they have the serrated shanks that cut into the housing while you're tightening it. And then that way when you go to put the rear end on, the bolt's not turning on you. So what I do is I tighten this down a while. Some of these are tighter than others. They're not all the same. Now I got that started. Use something with a little bit more leverage. Now the part that's probably the most important part of this is do not use power tools. Impacts are bad for this. They would just destroy the studs. And you don't want to end up having to drive the studs out and then, you know, calling them up and saying, hey, I need new ones because I just broke these. So I put on another nut behind it to help it out, because you don't want to stretch your threads if you can help it. It's not helping out a lot, but every little bit I think makes a little, you know, a difference. And I think this is the stud that you can't get on with a torque wrench because the housing is in the way. There. So incidentally, I don't know what this nut is on the back. The one that's doing most of the work is a grade 8 nut. And the reason why that matters is so that the threads don't stretch and it ends up galling and carrying on. This way nothing got screwed up. And the threads on all these are still good. That way when you torque them down, you know, you'll get a decent torque rather than, you know, some random amount, right? You set it at 35 and it does 25 because of the threads dragging. So that's it for doing this. I saved it to the last one before showing, because in my opinion watching me do this 10 times would be boring, so I figured once is enough. It got the point across as to how to do it, and there it is.